Why, if it isn't my underclassman, Cyno. What a pleasant surprise it is to see you in Mondstadt during the Windblume Festival.
Greetings, Lisa. Though I'm sure you've been aware of my presence in Mondstadt for some time already.
Oh dear, looks like you've seen right through me. But I was in no hurry. I knew we'd see each other sooner or later.
Yes. It's just as Professor Cyrus said. Shared aspirations always have a way of bringing people into each other's orbit.
He always has such a poetic way of wording things. I suppose that's the one respect in which I've taken after him. While in your case... Yes, it's his wit and eccentricities that have left their mark on you.
I'm not sure that describes me very aptly these days, given that I'm now the General Mahamatra. Still, if we're going to talk about ways with words, I think my deadpan humor is far superior than our professor's.
Is that so? Strange. I heard that you're just Cyno the Adventurer when you're in Mondstadt.
You make a good point.
What do you think of Mondstadt during this time of year? It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yes, it's very nice. I think I'm starting to understand your reasons for leaving the academia.
I've always prided myself on making wise decisions, and that was certainly one of them.
If our professor had been as sensible as you, he would have had a much easier time in his working life. Being stubborn doesn't help anybody.
Well, if even you feel comfortable criticizing him now that he's retired, it really goes to show how much he's changed. Stubbornness is an all-too-common vice among scholars. I hope that never rubs off on you. I'm always happy to see you visit Mondstadt and experience the feeling of freedom for yourself. I heard the latest news about Collei, too. No doubt the traumas of her childhood will persist for a while to come. But I have to say, she appears to be doing quite better this time than on previous visits. I suppose you're something of a mentor to her, aren't you? Now that I think about it, the two of you aren't so dissimilar. The power of Hermanubis once brought you great suffering.
That's all in the past now. Besides, Professor thankfully didn't treat me like a test subject for the priest's power like the higher-ups had hoped, even though I was a desert dweller. Instead, he gave me the tools I needed to lead the life I have today. He adopted me, educated me, taught me how to fit into society. I am very grateful to him.
You are very gifted, and sometimes that can become its own curse. But he has reason to be grateful to you too. Without you as his son/student, he may have never changed his stubborn ways. As a fellow student of his, I couldn't be happier for the two of you. Well, look at how quickly this developed from small talk to a deep and serious conversation. That's one thing I do miss about my academia days.
By virtue of being another of his students, you were as much a part of Professor's family as I. It's perfectly natural for a daughter to inherit her father's conversation style.
If you say so. I suppose that means I get to call you baby brother from now on.
I'd rather you didn't.
Yes, there's the baby brother I remember.
Collei, Sucrose! I brought some home-cooked food. Why don't we enjoy it together? Really? Sounds great!
I must point out a small issue about your cooking. You have a tendency to put a little too much flavoring in your dishes.
Sorry. I guess I've been a little heavy-handed with the seasonings lately.
Are you feeling stressed recently? Do you want to find someone to play cards with? It really helps with stress, I promise.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea. If I recall, both you and Sucrose are pretty good players, right?
Oh yeah, we are. We've been playing together, and we were actually talking about this just a few days ago.
Since you are already familiar, would you mind also showing me the rules sometime?
Yeah, Collei seems to be a natural at the game. Maybe she's already the best player out of all of us.
Huh? Me?
That's right. You've been all talk at the tavern. That little girl from Sumeru is really good at the game. If I can find the chance, I would love to test my skills against her.
Really? Isn't that great, Collei? You've become a TCG celebrity.
Oh,
You like the card back from Cyno, right? I must admit, I also spent a good amount of effort coming up with a design. His request was quite interesting. He wanted a dragon, a cool pose, and a design that would stand out and awe his opponents. Although the commission was for himself, he wanted the back to be flashy enough to draw the attention of the opposing player. Perhaps there's something that can be said about how, when it comes to Genius Invocation TCG, friendship is more important than competition. He also said that such an impressive card back should be shared with friends. Since he gave it to you, this must mean he considers you to be a close friend. Oh, and speaking of, to repay my efforts, he also gifted me the card back as well. Maybe I'll also give the game a try.
I quite like my new card back. It goes perfectly with my deck. I take it you've also received your card back? Want to use it to play around? No problem. Just come find me again when you're ready.
Well, what do you think? I trust you've enjoyed this year's Windblume Festival. I'm happy to see you find the time amidst your busy adventures to return to Mondstadt and celebrate the winds of freedom with us. And if you have a moment now, would you care to hear a new love poem I wrote this year? Allow me to recite it for you. This world has never seen such vibrant color. It bestows upon everyone a brilliant hue. A shade more ethereal than white, yet more radiant still than gold. It eases into your eyes and restores to light a solitary soul. Maybe a bit too somber. Maybe I should write another one on sweet flowers instead.
Mona, look! I found a 4-leaf clover. It's so pretty. Do you like it?
Huh? Is it from me? Thank you, Klee.
Could you also say something nice to Klee?
Oh, of course. I've actually gotten really good at this. Oh, Miss Klee, our mighty Spark Knight, you are the flame of hope for all of Mondstadt and the vessel for...
Huh? What's a vessel?
Oh, no, Klee doesn't seem to really appreciate this kind of praise. Okay, then. Klee, you're super adorable, and your hat and backpack are the cutest. Did your mom get them for you?
Yep. Mom said that she picked them out with Dodoko, and Dodoko really loves this backpack too, which is why Dodoko's always hanging from the side. Mom also said that someone else was also helping her pick out the gifts that day. What was the name again? If Klee remembers correctly, people would call her the Old Hag.
Wait, the old hag? Huh. Okay, well, now that you mention it, the old hag does have a fondness for picking out hats.
Thank you so much for your surveying tips. I had no idea that the Sumeru Forest Watchers would also have expertise in this area. You really do know just about everything.
It's only natural that forest watchers and surveyors would have some similar skills. We're both constantly outdoors and on the move after all. Anyway, I'm glad I could help.
If I can find a chance, I'd love to pay a visit to Sumeru as well. I've heard that the terrain is quite complicated there, and it'd be a treat to see it for myself.
Yes, complicated is indeed one way to put it. Visitors often get lost when they visit Sumeru for the first time, and they have a tendency to pick all kinds of mushrooms and fruits in the rainforest without discretion.
We get a lot of people here picking philanimal mushrooms as well.
Actually, have you ever tried adding them to a recipe? They are quite bland by themselves, but perhaps the taste can be improved if they're cooked together with other ingredients.
I've never tried that myself, but now that you mention it, I do want to give it a try.
I'm quite curious too. Would you like to pick some together later?
Am I dreaming? Miss Ying'er, you really came all the way to Mondstadt to see me? Why were you willing to make the trip? I still can't believe it.
Why wouldn't I want to come see you, It's not like a quick trip from Liyue to Mondstadt is completely unheard of or anything. Also, isn't it time for you to drop the miss and just call me Ying'er?
Ying'er. Ying'er. I think I still need some time to get used to calling you that.
Look at you, already so flustered. And we're just getting started.
No, I'm just overwhelmed with happiness. Thank you so much for coming to see me for Windblume.